Hi guys, this is Phil from TeachBlend, and in this quick video we're going to have a look at a teacher and student introduction to Microsoft Excel Online. And what this will do is it will essentially go through the basic features of Excel and how to do various things. It is an introduction, so we'll look at things such as formatting cells and merging cells, but also things such as functions and formulas and how to insert charts. So this is just a basic introduction to how to use Excel. I hope you find it useful, and if you do, please remember to like and subscribe to TeachBlend. It really does help. Thank you. In cells, and you essentially go across first and then down. So this is looked at as C3, and this one here is E7. So you go across the letters and then down to the numbers, and you essentially click. So this one would be E7. I am writing a value in. Let's have a look now at how we copy cells and autofill. So you can see here what I can do is actually click on the little dot next to a value that I have put in, and I can drag that value down. Now you can also get Excel to do this automatically for numbers, for example, to count to 10, but you have to just tell it what you're doing. So January, February, and then it'll learn that you're doing dates, and it will actually go through the entire dates that you do. Next is to have a look at inserting and formatting cells. So here you can see what I'm doing is I'm clicking on one and changing the format, and you do this in the tab at the top. So here, for example, that's text. This one is currency, so click on the general, go to currency, click on the date and go to date, and this allows you to actually format them. Here you'll see I've got currency in dollars, and I might want to change that, so I can go to more number formats and I can change it in there to example pound signs. You can format every single one of the numbers or whatever you have done as well, so you can change things such as the percentages and how many numbers after the decimal point. Resizing text is really simple, and resizing cells. So here you can see I've got A1, it's a little bit too big, so I can double click in between and it will actually expand that cell. And you can also click and drag as well, so this can make cells a little bit bigger if the text doesn't fit. You can also wrap this as well. So here you can see I've got this text, and what I'm going to do is press the wrap text. Now what that does is it kind of alters the height, but also allows you, when you're then changing the width, the text will actually automatically wrap. Merging and centering cells helps with titles. So you can see here I've got a title. I'm going to select A, B and C, press merge and center. It merges those cells so they act as one, and it allows you to create nice titles in Excel and do other things as well, but titles is the main common one. And then when you fill that cell, you can make a nice title. Splitting text into cells is also a useful tool. So here you can see I've got dog, cat and hamster, and I want to split them. So I can go to data, click text to columns, and then I can actually choose how they are separated, in this case the commas, and then I can click apply, and it will actually separate those texts out into individual ones. Inserting and deleting columns and hiding rows is very simple. You essentially click the heading of any column or row and you can insert, for example. You can also right click on this as well and choose delete column to delete columns. And as well as this, you can also hide columns, which basically means you can just get rid of it for that little intended purpose. And then you can unhide as well. So hiding columns is quite useful if you don't want to actually delete them. You can also do this for rows as well in exactly the same way. Just click on the number, right click, choose insert, delete, etc. And you can also unhide as well. To bolden text and look at different formatting, you essentially just select, and then in the home tab you've got different options such as changing the font, making it bold and italic, increasing text size, etc. And this is really good for creating your headings for your spreadsheet. You can also do things such as the cell color as well as the text color within that cell as well. So this helps you format your spreadsheet. If you use the format painter, you can actually copy the formatting that you've done. So here you can see I've got title 3 and I like it. I'm going to click the cell, press format painter, and it will copy all of that formatting. Name sheets at the bottom, there's a plus button, and what this does is it allows you to have extra sheets in your spreadsheet for various data, but all in the same file. You can double click the sheets to also then rename them as well, so that it's to do with the data that you've chose. And you can also delete and rename these by right clicking as well, and you can do various other things such as hide it and change the tab color. Here you can see I'm deleting that tab sheet. This is really useful for your data, and it allows you to keep things together. To freeze and unfreeze columns, this is really useful. So here you can see I've got some names, and it's a large spreadsheet. What I'm going to do is go to view, choose freeze panes, and then choose the first column. What that does then is it keeps that name there so that you can scroll to the right, to the left, and it will always keep the name. You can also do this for more columns, and there's a quick trick here. You need to select the columns that you're after plus an extra one. Then choose freeze panes and choose freeze panes again, and you'll see now it's froze A and B. So, but remember, I actually had C selected as well. I don't know why it does this, it just does. Okay, so freezing cells and unfreezing is really useful. Conditional formatting allows you to kind of format the colors. So here I'm going to press conditional formatting, choose for example color sets, and it will automatically color those cells based on their values for you. You can select how this works as well by going to conditional formatting, new rule, and you can use the greatest than for example or less than to choose various cell color shading options. So here over 90 I want it to cell shade green, and also then under 40 I want it to go to red. So less than, again on conditional formatting, choose the less than what I want, so less than 40, and it will make it red. So this is really good for looking at like exams and various other metrics that you want in and have a visual representation of that data. To find and replace data, this is really useful to help you search your large spreadsheets. Click the find and search and then choose find. Then you can write in whatever you're after and it will highlight it for you, for example pencil. You can also replace this text as well. So let's say for example pencil, I want to change to rubber. What I can do is find pencil, change it to rubber, click replace all, and this will then replace all of those entries in that spreadsheet. So find and replace is easy. Sort and filtering data works very similar. So what you need to do is select all of the data by clicking at the top left between A and 1, choose sort and filter, and then you can choose ascending or descending. And that's really helpful for helping you analyze your results for your spreadsheets. You can also filter spreadsheets as well. So you can click the sort and filter, choose filter, and what this will do is add like a drop down on top of your headings. You can then click on this and do various things such as A to Z on just that one, but also filter out results. So here for example, I just want to show the rubber within that cell. It will do this then and look for all of those results. You can set the view, and then you can see here that I've filtered all of them out. So this is really useful if you're looking for students or various data or sales figures on whatever, on a particular piece of data. You can then also exit this view as well. So that's sort and filter. To create charts to analyze your data, the quickest and most simple way, click insert and press recommended charts. This will use automatic intelligence and AI to actually look at this and kind of decide what charts are useful for the data that you've got, but not always useful, so you might need to create your own. And you can do this by choosing column, for example, or line, and selecting the data that you want to create charts on. Let's have a quick look at how you could select just a certain part of the data. So let's say I want to create a chart on item and then just one sale, so that a unit cost for example. I can then select both of these. I have to click Control when I select the second part of the data, press column, press the chart that I'm after, and this will allow you then to create your data. So remember, select one, press Control or Command on Mac, and you can select them. Formulas and functions are really useful to analyze your data. So let's say here I've got total and average. I click insert function, and then what I can do is have a list of functions. The one I'm using for total is sum. There is loads of different formulas and functions. I then select the data after I've pressed insert function, and then I press enter and end the bracket. Let's do average as another example. So again, click function, choose the average. Again, there's multiple functions you can use. Click OK, and then I need to select my data. Now you can do max and min and other kind of functions as well, and have a look through them. They're really useful. A formula works very similar, but it's more plus, equals, and minus and divide. So let's say, for example, I want to add these up. I write equals, I click my first cell, I put the plus symbol, and then I click my second cell. And you can do this for like divide and minus as well. So this is a formula. And the next thing to look at is AutoSum. Works very similar, but it tries to do this automatically for you. So here you can see I'm just going to click into a cell, and then I'm just going to hit the AutoSum function. I press this. very similar to what you've just seen, but if I press sum, it will try and select the data automatically for you. So you just need to check that. It's not always correct, but a lot of the times it's useful. To duplicate the value of a cell, so let's say for example here in C28 I want that to appear somewhere else. So all I do is write equals and then select the cell or type in C28 and press enter. What this will then do is duplicate the value of that cell, but what's really useful is if it changes, it automatically updates it into that other place that you've put it. This also works across sheets as well. So again, this is really useful when you start having multiple sheets of data. Just select the cell, press enter, and away you go, and it will duplicate it for you. So that's how to duplicate. Data validation and drop downs helps keep the data correct and not wrong, essentially. So if you click on data, choose data validation, you can then select kind of in the settings if you would only allow numbers or decimals, and also kind of a data range. You can also choose list, and then if you've got a list of data, so you can see here I've created one, I've got rubber and binder, etc. Press OK. What that does then is it allows you to drop down and only select the values that you've put in a list. So it's useful this if you have a separate sheet of a list of items or students, etc. You can also search for actions at the top, so if anything you can't remember what to do, like protect your workbook or save, you can do this at the top. To save the files, click at the top here, just near where it says book and saved, and double click and you can change it. And you can also change the location and look at the version history as well. So just click the top. You can also click in file as well to access various stuff such as opening desktop app, create a copy, save it, and protect your workbook to read only on open. So these are all useful things that you can do. You can also print from here as well, and this will allow you to print, and you can share it with other people as well if you want to edit the workbook together. And you can also click save as to create copies or even download a copy onto your actual computer. So I hope you found this video useful, and if you do, please remember to like and subscribe to TeachBlend. It really does help.